Parliament representing Saboti constituency on ODM party and Deputy Organizing Secretary of ODM party. Here we have member for Lugari, Honorable Nabin Nabwera, and the County Secretary of ODM, Kakamega County. And we have our professor here, Wilberforce Oundo, representing Busia from the Funyula constituency. We have Mugabe from Likuyani constituency. They will have a moment to speak, but I want first of all to read the statement for this presser, and we'll open up for questions. So we have met here this morning as elected MPs, among the ones who have before us. In addition, we have Honorable Kibangendi, who is supposed to be here, Honorable Sothi, who is supposed to be here, Honorable Edwin Sifuna is supposed to be here, and they are a part of this statement they have all signed. And we have met here as elected MPs and members in good standing of the Orange Democratic Movement Party to set the record straight with regard to recent happenings within the party. We wish to make clear that many of us, if not all of us here, were present during both the ODM and the Azimio parliamentary group held on the 12th of July at the Jaramogi Foundation in Nairobi. At no time during the said meetings was it resolved that either the party or the coalition will be joining a coalition with William Ruto's KK party. It therefore came as a shock when senior members of ODM showed up on a list of cabinet appointees announced by Ruto yesterday. That some of our leaders have chosen to join a government indicted by the Kenyan people reflects badly on a party that has always advocated for and stood with the people. We have all along maintained support for the ongoing struggle to address the long-standing governance issues bedeviled in Kenya, and are appalled that we are now seen to be joining forces with the people responsible for these issues. To make it worse, the appointment do not reflect the diversity of the party we love, as there clearly was no regard to gender, age, or regional considerations. We wish to reiterate that the position of the party, as communicated by our Secretary General, who is Edwin Sifuna, earlier this week, that indeed the decision by our four comrades were personal and not as a result of any decision passed by the party. We call on the party leadership to move with speed and replace them. That is the end of the statement. I want to finish by saying that ODM party is like an army. 4 of our generals and the brigadiers have deserted duty and they're gone to sleep with our enemy. It has no direction from the commander-in-chief, who is the Raila Odinga. The party leader was abroad on a private visit, only to come back and find 4 generals and the brigadier have deserted duty and they joined the opposite camp. So we are saying this is not the position of the party. Such monumental decision affecting the history, the principles, the ideologies of the party must have been passed by the parliamentary group meeting. I want to give my colleagues to add on what I've said, and I'll leave room for questions.
As a party, as elected members of the party, we want to reiterate and want to be very clear that ODM is an organized party and has got very elaborate structures and elaborate decision-making process as enshrined in its constitution. ODM has always been people-centered, has always practiced social democracy, where everybody matters and where the welfare of the people of Kenya matters. ODM is ODM what it is because of those long-held values. Our colleagues who have left to join government have left, I want to reiterate again to repeat, on their own volition. The ODM party is not in a coalition government with the KK party. ODM will remain in parliament as the minority party and will continue to offer oversight the KK government and expose all the ills, all the corruption, so that we continue to build and enhance this constitution and enhance our integrity, accountability. We wonder, we just hope our colleagues who have joined the government are not going to soil the good name of ODM, because we don't see much that's going to come out of this KK government. We do not know exactly what they are going to do. So as a party, we dissociate ourselves from them, let them go in their individual. If they want to go and serve KK government, if they know how to implement bottoms up, let it their business, but it's not any way connected to the ODM party. Thank you.
Mine is very brief. One, that I want to wish those who have relinquished their party positions to join government well. And I want to declare here that I will be offering myself to replace one of the leaders who has left the party, so that we can continue with the ideals of this party. The public is wondering whether really it was the right time for us to abandon the cause. And we are telling the public we have not abandoned the cause. It is just generals who have downed tools, and other generals must be appointed to take over the war at the battlefront. Finally, I want to say this. ODM is a national party. We cannot reduce it to sharing seats tribally. It is very, very unfortunate. It is unfortunate that we lost over 50 young people in the last 1 month. It's unfortunate that we lost 75 people last year. And before we resolve the issues of their compensation, before we sit down to address the issues being addressed by Gen Z, we behave like vultures. It's totally unfortunate. And like my Honorable Ounda said, we dissociate ourselves from individual decisions of members of the party. Thank you.
Honorable Mugabe.
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Two things. The names submitted, the names and all that, they're coming for betting and all that. What will be your individual positions when they come for betting? And then the second question that Kenyans across are asking, and it's serious. Can the four individuals go on their own without the blessing of the party leader? Knowing the way ODM has been and all that, and the other political parties, can they go on their own without the blessings of the party? Can people believe that it was on their own and not without the blessings of the party leader? Who had talked of dialogue and who had...
Yes, as much as there is a party leader, but ODM operates under certain structures. And one of the highest decision making is a parliamentary group that was called upon last week that comprises members of parliament and also members of the National Executive Council. They sat, we deliberated on the issue of dialogue, and we said that the only thing that ODM is ready to engage KK is a National People's Convention. And it was read to the media the standpoint of ODM as a party, and later on, it was also adopted by the entire Azimio brigade. So that is the structure of ODM, and that's how it operates, and that is the prism under which most political parties operate. So there is no any other decision other than that was given last parliamentary group. And you are aware that our party leader had traveled abroad. He just came yesterday. So anything that happens without the presence of our party leader is null and void. It is, and the Secretary General, through his letter, was written yesterday, yesterday but one, declaring the stand of ODM that there are precedents to an engagement of KK. The precedents, number one, is that abduction must stop. Secondly, all the people have lost life in the struggle from when Azimio was on the streets up to when the Gen Zs have been on the streets. All of the families affected must be compensated fully. The third one is that those arrested must be released unconditionally. And the fourth is that we must cater for those who are hospitalized out of the brutalities of the police, and a number of police officers who have been mentioned either in, through media, and they have been spotted, they must be brought to book. Those are the conditionalities of having the People's Convention. None of those conditionalities have been met. So that's why I are saying what happened yesterday were individuals who are clamoring to get jobs. And they are gotten out of ODM. We said bye-bye. The ODM party will continue. The new generals will emerge, and the party will emerge. Maybe this time round, we'll even emerge more viciously and very lethal. Vetting is a process of parliament. You cannot, ODM cannot stop vetting. The vetting will proceed because that is a parliamentary procedure.
And when the report comes to the floor of the House, yes, members of Parliament will vote based on what their constituencies tell them. If they say don't pass this one, I, as a member of Parliament for Nyula, I will not vote. But if they say proceed, it will all depend on what we have. But we have some members in the entire cabinet who were proposed who have got questionable characters. Yeah. We wait to see how they will defend themselves and what kind of report will be presented on the plenary. Yes. Chama cha ODM hakijaungana na chama cha UDA ama KK kwa muungano wote. Kwa hivyo kwa wakati huu vile tunavyo wamesaliti chama. Hiyo ni kusema tu kweli, wamesaliti chama, wamesaliti wa Kenya, wamesaliti wale vijana ambao walikufa tangu mwaka jana.
Ya ujuavyo ndugu yangu ni hivi. Katiba inamruhusu rais kuchagua mtu yoyote ambaye anafikiri anaweza msaidia kazi. Lakini katika demokrasia ya vyama vingi, ukitaka kumchukua mtu kutoka kwa chama kingine, inabidi rais awe na njia ya kuzungumza na uongozi wa chama kile. Katibu wa chama chetu, ambaye yeye ndio huweka nakala zote za mikutano wa NEC, mkutano wa CMT na mkutano wa parliamentary group ikiwa pamoja na NEC, amekanusha katakata. Na ule mkutano sisi tunasema tulielewana kuwa hakutakuwa na njia ya sisi kuacha kazi yetu kama walio wachache katika bunge tuingie katika serikali. Kwa hivyo kuambatana na hayo, na kwamba yeye kama katibu ajuavyo, hakuna mkutano ambao umeitwa wa vyama kuzungumza kwamba KK na chama chetu cha ODM tumekubaliana, tumeweka makataa kwamba tutakuwa na haya.
Yes.
From your statement, Raila Odinga was not aware. Why wouldn't he utilize even his airspace to just communicate and clear the air? that the four that have now joined the government have not joined as ODM. Is this part of a script that you front to them then purport to announce that you are aware? And also, I think in the appointment committee, some ODM members are part of that committee. Why not have them also remain adamant that they are not going, or they'll actually write a dissenting report on the same?
Yes, of course, we've written a minority report before. Last cabinet, remember, those who followed the proceedings.
Could have combined them. I
Yes.
one question.
Yes.
Because the word out there is that it's your party leader who fronted their name.
Yes.
Are you sure? Who is telling the truth?
But there was a letter. I don't know why you people like rumors and managing your news. Everything has a process. There have been a parliamentary group meeting. We've never had any other parliamentary group meeting. And the position of the parliamentary group meeting was clear. The party leader was there. The letter written by Secretary General Edwin Sifuna just a few days ago has not been refuted by the same party leader.
Are you implying that Raila Odinga was not aware of what has happened?
But we are saying the same. A coalition government cannot be done in a convoluted manner. You know what a coalition government is. You cannot have a coalition government with a few people, patches here and there, joining the government. You must sit down, draw a coalition agreement. So if William Ruto decides to fire Oparanya, what will you do? If William Ruto decides to fire Joho, what will you do as a party? There must be an agreement that we are giving you, even this member becomes incompetent, shall be replaced by another member from the party. It cannot just be the way it was. This is a national coalition government. It's not a gathering of cattle dip, heads of cattle dip, in villages. This is a national coalition government by a very senior to the biggest political parties and the coalitions coming together to form a government is such a serious national agenda that you will see the party leader there. Where you saw William Ruto, you should have seen Gachagua, you should have seen Mudavadi, you should have seen Raila Odinga there. The absence of Raila Odinga tells you that it's not part and parcel of what was happening. That was pure shenanigans from the four generals.
The question here is, where is Odinga's voice?
Fine.
Also
Yes. We will come to that. First of all, let's be very clear. Any coalition government, as Amis has said, must have some coalition document. And any coalition government must have a harmonized manifesto. Yeah. So which manifesto are we going to implement? Is it an ODM manifesto? Is it a Kenya Kwanza manifesto? Is it an Azimio manifesto? Secondly, ODM belongs to Azimio coalition. It has not repudiated its membership in Azimio coalition. Yes. So it cannot proceed to enter into another coalition before it repudiates this coalition. In any case, you say that, that Baba wrote a letter, forwarded the names, and none of you is showing us any letter. Yes. Any letter, where is it? You see, as we clearly say, we should avoid besmirching people's names. Baba did not write any letter. And if there's any letter that was rewritten, let whoever received the letter give us. In any case, there's nothing secret.
Yes.
Yeah, just something important.
Can you take the questions?
Just a minute, let me just clarify something.
But when Baba went for handshake the other time, there were no even documents which were publicized. So what makes you think that this time there should be documents?
Which handshake? But there was no coalition.
There was no coalition.
There was no coalition. Did you see anybody? No, just a minute. Let's not confuse things. Did you see Uhuru appointing anybody from ODM party to his government? He didn't.
Maybe you can combine the questions.
Yes. No, there's something I wanted to clarify here. You know, it is very, very unfortunate from a media house. You want to ask us, why is Raila not saying no? You have Raila's conduct. You know how Raila speaks. Yeah, it's very unfair. Yes, it's very unfair. We are speaking in our right as members of parliament, members of the party, members who attended the parliamentary group meeting. Okay? We are not speaking here as spokesman of Raila Odinga.
So is it
But you're defending him.
possible?
Silence is loud.
Is it possible, Mheshimiwa, that there could be an agreement and you are not aware of it?
No, that's
An
can you
agreement,
just-
an
tell
agreement
them?
has to be ratified by the party structures. There was never such agreement presented in any party organs, be it at the NEC, be it at the management committee, be it at the parliamentary group committee meeting. There was never such any agreement.
Yes.
In any case, the precedent to that agreement would have been a harmonized manifesto, so that whatever we are going to implement, we are implementing a harmonized manifesto. Here, these are employees of William Ruto, whom
Exactly.
he can keep and fire at will. They report to him, they will worship him, they will salute him, they will do everything to him.
Implement
to
his
please.
manifesto, his
Implement
agenda.
his manifesto,
And they don't salute.
which most Kenyans have said has failed. So I don't know what miracle our colleagues, and wish them well.
Yes.
We don't know what they will do.
Yes. No, we said the new generals are going to emerge.
Mass movement.
There is never a nature buzz vacuum. So there's not going to be a vacuum in ODM. New general, in fact, for your information, we are proposing that Edwin Sifuna will be there as the deputy party leader to hold brief for Raila as he campaigns for AU. So there is no vacuum. We are going to fill this vacuum. There is no fall. We are just saying there are vacuum. Vacuums are filled. Every party, when there is a position, other people feel it. You cannot serve in cabinet and be a deputy party leader. It is a law. So it has to be filled. So don't create a fall that is not there. It's not a fall.
And for that matter, you know, politics, by its nature, is about interest. If people switch their interest from ODM to Kenya Kwanza, those of us who still believe in the mass movement of ODM, we take over.
So with the developments, how do you envision your role to oversight the government objectives moving forward as ODM members?
In addition,
Yes.
also, are you mounting pressure for Raila to also come out so that you can also know his stand?
Okay.
You can join also with this.
Yes.
So Kenyans are asking, especially the Gen Zs, they are telling you guys hawakuwa wanafaitia nyinyi.
Exactly.
So the question is, are you telling us that Baba was away and when he came he was surprised that kuna watu wamepatiwa nafasi? Eti Baba anaweza akajilia watoto wake waende bila waende wakalelewa na jirani bila yeye kujua? That's the question.
Now, let's be very, very clear. And I want it to be very clear. ODM will remain ODM party. Will remain the minority party. ODM will remain the so-called, in the old system, the opposition party. ODM is not ceding its role at all to any other party. ODM will remain the minority party. And you can rest assured, we are going to oversight that the government robustly, whether our colleagues get appointed or not, we will continue even if they get appointed. When they do anything wrong, we will call them out as being what they are. So do not worry. On the issue of, and let us also be very clear, Baba speaks for himself and Baba will speak for himself. Just give him time. He's now back in the country. He will speak for himself and answer all the questions you are asking him to answer. Thank you.
Very good.
So
Babu.
you're asking where's Raila?
Babu has arrived.
Yeah?
So you're asking where's Raila also?
No, Raila is around.
Raila is around.
He's
Do
around.
you want him to speak up?
A statement.
In terms of
He will speak.
But the statement was made by Edwin Sifuna. No,
Baba himself will
Edwin Sifuna is. We are not talking on behalf of Baba. We are
have
talking on
told
behalf of the party.
Yes.
Let's make it clear. Baba is an individual, and the party is also there. So the party spoke through SG.
Yes.
So SG cannot write a letter without Baba's blessings. He's the party leader.
Okay. Asante.
Babu.
Ambaye atumwa na baba.
I don't want to speak for Baba bwana.
Tumeshasoma so chapa tu.